Good morning. My name's Olivia. I'm also known as Olivia K on Facebook, Ollie K on Instagram, and WarmYam 9800 on Reddit. So I always talk about nursing related materials, including NCLEX and nursing school stuff mostly. I also talk about documentaries on the side, reality TV shows. Like I have a whole playlist of reality TV shows like Age of Attraction and Temptation Island, and I have a Love is Blind playlist, and um I'm trying to see what other reality show I'm going to cover. I was thinking of possibly doing, like I said, um the Ultimatum, and then the lesbian one, and then maybe I don't even know I want to do Too Hot to Handle. I don't know how I feel. Maybe I'll do that. Or the old school ones like Flavor of Love and I Love New York. I'm thinking about doing those because why not? It's a reality TV show and whatnot, and it's fun. And then I'm gonna go over the Eric Dane documentary tonight instead. I was going to do a different topic regarding like technology and healthcare, how it relates, but I think I'll just put that off for next week instead. So today I'm going to tell you how to study better for the NCLEX. And I think a lot of people tend to neglect to do this, or they rather just go to nursing school where like, oh, I have all my notes, therefore it's going to help me with the NCLEX, which it doesn't always work for everyone. And the way people study for the NCLEX, people study differently for it, and every person varies. So like I always like to say with these kind of things, one size does not fit all. It fits differently. So today I'm going to talk about the NCLEX plan because honestly, have you ever looked at the NCLEX website and then have you looked at the test plan? Because I feel like if you do, it's going to make a hell of a difference on how you approach your study tools and how you're going to study. Though it may have paragraphs and paragraphs of words, and it's a lot, this is basically your guide, and then it's also the goals on how the NCLEX will test you. The test plan entails what could be asked, what they're looking for whenever you're seeing the questions, and when you're taking the exam, what the focuses should be. So nursing is a array of different topics like fundamentals, med surg, pharmacology especially, and stuff like maternity, newborn, all these, mental health especially. So every single of these topics should be focused on, but you have to also think of the key elements that the NCLEX test provides, and each question could be asked in each of those forms or topics, and they may ask you the topics, but it's up to you to use the nursing process on how you're going to answer the questions. So the test plans with the PN and RN, they're the same, but there are some exceptions. So for instance, you will see coordination of care with practical nurses. Okay, then you'll see management of care with RN. So that's a little different, right? Pharmacology therapies, that's strictly PN, right? You're not, because PNs are not really supposed to be, according to NCLEX, starting IVs and stuff like that, right? Then pharmacology and parental therapies, that's RN, because RNs manage IVs, or they're the ones who start it. And of course, states vary. You know, I know there are PNs that do IVs, okay? Because I can do IVs in Massachusetts because I am IV certified. However, I can't start one in Massachusetts because according to Massachusetts, I'm still a practical nurse. And if I were to start an IV in New Hampshire, I can do that because I'm licensed as an RN in New Hampshire. So I mean, best of both worlds, I guess. So these differ due to the scope of practices, as RNs have a higher responsibility than the PNs. Each category you will see, it gives you the bullet points of what they are looking for, like I was just saying a second ago. Each categories you see, oh yeah, I just said that. So for example, health and promotion and maintenance, okay? So it's going to mostly cover like teachings for RNs particularly. and it goes over screenings for patients of all ages. So this is where you want to pay attention to growth and development with children, like at what age you're supposed to get this vaccination or that vaccination. Not that you're supposed to memorize the whole thing, but kind of know the important points. Like I know for depending on the month newborn, or rather the infant is, like there's a particular schedule of immunizations they're supposed to receive. Okay. Where was I? Just looking at my notes here because I get yap. So for PNs, you are reinforcing the teachings and encouraging patients to do their regular checkups. That's what PNs are going to do. You are collecting the data in a clinic for the RN or prescriber. For RNs, so you are doing the teaching. You're assessing everything, including the safety of the patient's environment. So that's what we do. So with that in mind, it is best to go to the NCLEX website for the test plan before you schedule your exam. And I'm saying this because when I did my my second attempt, I had the NCLEX test plan for the RN on the side while I'm looking at my UWorld stuff and answering questions. So it was an amazing tool, and I kept keeping that in mind each time I was practicing the questions, or when I actually studied before I even would practice the questions. So I think that would be also a good way to also help you all for your next attempt or first attempt. Okay, so what else was I going to say here? Using ChatGPT, I understand that it's controversial and you really shouldn't be using it to completely help you study, but you can use it as a tool, and it's going to help break down the categories like what you're looking for, and it's going to narrow down where you want to focus your study with the nursing disciplines. So this is how you want to study better, not harder. So not to make it extra harder for you, but I do really feel and believe it will be an excellent additional tool and make things easier. So that way you can pinpoint on how you're going to study week to week. So for people who are retesting, you have 45 days or more to remediate where you went wrong. And each categories will break down what you need, what you're missing, where you might want to improve, where you might want to get better on. Okay. So before you open up a random study guide, I think you really need to look at the NCLEX test plan, and it will be available on the NCLEX website, Pearson View website, because the exam already gave you it gives you the blueprint. It's just up to you on how you're going to use it. Okay, so that's just my 2 cents for today. All right, I hope that helps, and I really mean it. You really do need to look at a test print, and then they also give you sample questions as well on what you may expect on the NCLEX. So for PNs and RNs both, you should do that. I encourage you to do so because I guarantee you it will help you in your next attempt or maybe first. Okay, well, that's it for me, and look out for not sure what I'm going to do next. Let me see. Nitroglycerin. So I'm going to cover nitroglycerin next. If I haven't, I don't think I did. I'm going to cover that today. And then tonight, the Eric Dane documentary. So it's a beautiful day out here in Massachusetts. So take it easy. Have a good one. Bye.